हम हमेशा कहते हैं कि एक्टर को वो रोल नहीं मिला जो उसे चाहिए था, पर हम ये क्यों नहीं सोचते कि इस रोल को वो एक्टर नहीं मिला जो उसे चाहिए था.
When we love something, the hard work becomes worth it. You don't complain then. You're getting to do what you love, that's enough.
It's very important that literature and the arts and the performing arts is a part of one's life because it has a lot to offer.
You coming from a non-filmy background and getting into theatre, who was the first person who supported you in this?
State of women is as good and as bad everywhere. I think it is the general mindset that still needs to change at the core.
What is one habit of your theatre experience that you bring in on a movie set?
It's a pleasure talking to you. I don't feel like I'm meeting you for the first time. I feel like I'm just sitting back and chatting with a friend. I think you really make the person in front feel very comfortable and very easy.
Dhadak 2 has released.
आज ये लेट हो गया ना तो मैं सबकी टांगे तोड़ दूंगी.
पहले इसकी तोड़ो.
सुन नीलेश, डरना बिल्कुल नहीं है. सुनना दिमाग से पर बोलना दिल से.
How was your experience and what is it that you are looking forward in terms of the movie? Hi everyone, I'm Mohsinaa Ahmad, your host for Self-Discovery podcast. Where I explore the real stories, struggles, and successes of people who found their voice by staying true to themselves. Today on Self-Discovery Podcast, we welcome our guest, Anubha Fatehpuria, a true creative force, an award-winning thespian, practicing architect, and a captivating on-screen presence. A stalwart of Kolkata's vibrant theatre scene and recipient of the prestigious Sangeet Natak Akademi Award, Anubha never set out to become a film actor. Yet her debut in Ramprasad Ki Tehrvi opened unexpected doors to Bollywood.
ना पढ़ाई पूरी करने दी, ना कुछ काम सीखने दिया. बस शादी करानी थी जैसे तैसे करा दी.
Since then, she's graced the screen in Zara Hatke Zara Bachke, Teri Baaton mein Aisa Uljha Jiya, Jamna Par.
अभी इसको टिश्यू में दबाकर सारा ऑयल निकाल लेती हूँ. फट से लो फैट कचौड़ी.
Sumo Devi, Mine, and more. Currently, she's lighting up Netflix in Aap Jaisa Koi, Dear Ma, and with Dhadak 2 released.
भूख जो है वो इंसान से कुछ भी करा सकती है. जंगल का नियम, मारो या मरो.
Her journey in Bollywood is here to stay. In this conversation, we explore her seamless transition from stage to screen, her fearless embrace of new challenges, and what it truly means to bloom at any age while staying rooted in your craft. So, welcome Anubha. How are you doing today?
Thank you. I'm doing very well. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing fine too.
You are an architect. You are still practicing. And
That's
did
right.
you plan to be an actor or it just happened by chance?
No, it's not that, I grew up as a child thinking that I want to be an actor. It wasn't like that. But in my growing up years, when I was in school, it was a way of life in my family to be with the arts. So, we would go and visit art exhibitions. We would go for music conferences. We would go for dance performances. We would go to watch a lot of plays. And as a child, I was being trained with very extensive and long drawn training in Indian classical music and Indian classical dance. So I was used to performing on stage frequently, but I didn't think of being an actor. And I think it was sometime in 95 that I was, giving a dance performance on stage, and there was a theater director in the auditorium. And he came and asked me after that would I like to do a play that's going to begin. So, and I thought, okay, fine. I mean, why not? And I said, yeah, sure, I'd love to give it a try. Then, when I did that play, I remember very well, and I remember very vividly that there was a moment while I was performing where it just felt like, everything had stopped. And I had like split into two. I don't know, I can't really explain this, but a part of me kept performing and a part of me just was like, I knew that I was performing, but at the same time, I was realizing that, okay, this is what I want to do. I definitely want to be an actor. I definitely want to be on stage doing theater. So there was that penny drop moment I had on stage while doing my first play. And fortunately, I've never stopped after that. And I continue to do theatre since that day onwards. So yeah, it's been almost 30 years.
So why only theatre? Did you think that you would go into the Kolkata movie industry?
No, I didn't think of that because at that time I was started doing theatre and then I went and I studied architecture. I was getting openings as an architect in some really, really fabulous firms in Bombay and elsewhere. But I decided to come back to Calcutta because I realized that I would definitely want to continue acting. And this was one place, home was one place where I could do both. So when I got back, I started practicing as an architect. And I also continued with my theatre. मतलब मुझसे कई लोग पूछते थे कैसे दोनों कैसे करते हो? So I would say, you know, lightheartedly that 10 to 6 I'm an architect and 6 to 10 I'm a theatre actor. I used
That
to
really needs passion.
but it used to be like that almost.
Yeah.
तो मुझे लगता है जहन में कोई जगह नहीं थी कुछ और सोचने के लिए.
Right.
And also, I don't belong to, a family where anybody has been in the movies. I mean, I've had friends, but not. तो कभी वो बात शायद जहन में आई नहीं मेरे. And उस समय, if there was one or two people who may have also, approached me for films, I was so happy in doing my theatre and my architecture. कि मैंने कुछ सोचा ही नहीं, मैंने ऐसे ही शायद मना कर दिया. I didn't even consider it.
So basically to say that you have the love story for both the things, right? Acting as well as being an architect, and you put in those hours whatever is required without saying that listen, I'm tired.
That's true. I'm not complaining, but sometimes it can become a bit overwhelming in doing both the things because it's literally like living two lives.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not complaining. I'm happy doing this. I wouldn't trade it for anything else.
When we love something, the hard work becomes worth it. You don't complain there. You're getting to do what you love. That's enough. Amazing what you have just said. Say you're in a movie scene or a theater set and you felt that this should not be here, this should not be there. Did you have that feeling as an architect to go ahead and design that set, redo it or something?
That's a bad habit, but it happens. You're very tempted. That's not my domain at that time when I'm on a set. And of course, when I started doing films, the first film, Ramprasad Ki Tehrvi, of course, I enjoyed the experience so much that after that, that got added on to my, being an actor. So when I even go and watch plays or when I'm on a shoot set, it does happen at times that I feel like, yeah, ye aise agar hota ya waise. But I have to literally, stop myself. Like that's not my domain. But there are also directors, which give you that space. Since they allow you that space that, they collaborate, they ask, they discuss. So there have been times that I have sort of shared what I have felt, my response to a particular set. But yes, I do feel that way at times.
You have worked in a lot of plays and theatre. What is one habit of your theatre experience that you bring in on a movie set or with you when you're doing movies?
I think the discipline of rehearsal.
That's true. Consistency and rehearsal, yes.
A discipline of certain consistency, rehearsal, a discipline of a certain process of arriving at the character, at the scene. There are several things actually, not one thing. I think theatre gives you that training. Jaane anjane mein, it gives you that training. It prepares you like that because that's the nature of the beast. Also, it's not enough for me to just know about my character in the film. I have a need to know what is happening in the whole film. I have a need to know what is happening with all the other characters. And that's the landscape for me where I would like to place myself, my character, and figure out those coordinates. So sometimes when you're just handed a scene or you're just given your character, ki ye hai aapka, I feel like a little lost because I do come with that discipline of knowing the whole thing, understanding the whole thing.
Right.
I do come with a very strong discipline of rehearsal. So sometimes when we don't have the luxury of enough rehearsals, obviously, for a film, but then I, end up doing my own thing, whatever it is, by myself. But
Right.
so I think I do bring these things
मूवीज में तो इट वोंट बी इजी ना कि आपको सबका सीन पता हो. They will just give you your script and they will tell you that this is your part and you need to know this.
No, actually, that's not always true, because if you ask, then a lot of the directors are very sensitive and understand your need. And the production houses, they understand your need. The team understands and they give you the script. Like, if you're insistent, if you tell them, if you make them understand that, see, I need to know this. So,
Okay.
fortunately for me, people have shared the entire script with me.
Yeah.
So, that's been very helpful for me.
Yes, that's
When
very
I
important.
I've been with teams who have completely supported that.
So you coming from a non-filmy background and getting into theatre, who was the first person who supported you in this?
My parents, all the way, all along, like from the moment T, like all along, they have supported me. And I have had some great friends. I have had some great gurus, like my teachers, who have also been like, very, very supportive and given me the absolutely correct guidance as far as this is concerned. But yes, my parents have wholeheartedly supported me. I cannot, in fact, kabhi hum thak ke bol dete the ki rehne do, why not? They would be like, egg me on that, why not? Why not? Why don't you do it? And I think that is very important. It is a great contributor.
So, Anubha, say there is a direction, right? So you became an architect, you pursued architecture and you became an architect. And still you continued theatre. So there, the love is still there, okay? So what are moments where you really, you were looking for something probably in the acting world, in Bollywood or in, the popular cinema. And then was there those frustrating moments that, I didn't receive this role?
So yes, of course, I think it is there in all actors. It happens probably to most of the actors, because everybody, all actors, worth their salt, want to do roles which are challenging, which you have not done before, so that you can, push yourself as an actor. So yes, we audition, and not all roles work out. Not all auditions come back positively to you. But I think a little differently on this. I feel that, we auditioning in itself or testing for a role in itself is like a रियाज for an actor. हमें वो करना चाहिए, मजा आता है उसमें भी. वो एक, वो 5 मिनट, 10 मिनट, 15 मिनट का भी तो you enter that world as an actor, na, I feel. It's okay. And not all roles will work out. It's foolish to think that all roles, बिकॉज जो सिलेक्ट कर रहे हैं उनके भी अपने पैरामीटर्स हैं बहुत सारे. I don't think it is about you or it is about any one person. It is about what fits their criteria, I feel. When someone is making a film or a web show or whatever, they have so many permutation combinations to, look into while selecting the cast. So, ठीक है, वो अपना बेस्ट कर रहे हैं, आप अपना बेस्ट करो, and I feel what is good for you will come to you. The role that is meant for you, it will come to you. I always say this even to my co-actors and my younger actors in the theatre group, because this is something I have thought of, कि हम हमेशा कहते हैं कि एक्टर को वो रोल नहीं मिला जो उसे चाहिए था, पर हम ये क्यों नहीं सोचते कि इस रोल को वो एक्टर नहीं मिला जो उसे चाहिए था, या मिला जो उसे चाहिए था. Like every project also needs its own set of people. So the project will find its own set of people, and the people will find their own kind of project. It's okay.
इतने अच्छे से आपने इतना अच्छा नजरिया दिया है, the whole thing that you have explained, because it is not just a set of people, it's an energy actually. Even when people are working on it, they don't know it's going to be hit or not, but that energy comes together and becomes a super hit, and it goes, breaks all the charts. So that's a beautiful way of seeing it. So you have worked with amazing actors, names in the industry, I would say. Okay, Seema Pava, R. Madhavan, Fatima Sana Shaikh. She's also a very good actor.
Yeah.
She portrays roles really well. So what's one behind the scene moment with your co-star that really or totally stayed with you, while filming these movies?
One moment that stayed with me.
Yeah.
That is impossible to say. There is
many. Give us a few moments.
To answer this question honestly is very difficult, because every actor is unique, in themselves, because all humans are unique in themselves.
आपको किसी ने बहुत comfortable feel कराया, somebody made you really comfortable, or somebody supported you in a, scene that was happening?
I have to say this, that fortunately, the projects that I have been on till date, I have just had very nice teams to work with. Really, I'm saying this. I have been blessed. I've been fortunate to be with very, very good teams to work with till now. मुझे ऐसा कोई भी project नहीं याद आता है where I have not felt out of place or odd, or be it co-actors, be it directors, be it the team, the crew. Everyone has just given actually a lot of, warmth and a lot of welcoming, and made me feel very, very comfortable.
That's really nice. That's actually a blessing in
हाँ,
this.
and I sometimes I feel कि it's like I'm getting spoiled. कई बार होता है ना that you're spoiled कि तुम्हें इतने अच्छी teams मिल रही हैं. But it really has been like that. Honestly, it's been like that. I feel very fortunate.
Right.
So, if you ask me any one such project where I have not felt comfortable, सच्ची मुझे कुछ नहीं याद. ऐसा कोई भी मैं नहीं बोल पाऊंगी.
I hope कि in the future भी ऐसे रहे, the that you sign in and you are in, ऐसे रहे. So what is one thing people would be completely surprised to learn about you? Though, they are already surprised that you are an architect, you're a practicing architect, and you're also an actor, and that too beautifully doing your movies. So what is one thing that is hidden and a secret and people will love to know about you?
I don't think ऐसा कुछ है, but in a parallel universe, I don't know. I'd probably want to be doing just nothing and just being there and like lazing
How many
around.
dancing skills?
Oh my God, no. Yeah, but वो तो बहुत जमाना हो गया. वो dancing and singing तो रियाज छोड़े हुए बहुत जमाना हो गया है. So yeah, I don't know if they'll be surprised at that, because शायद कुछ लोगों को तो पता ही रहता है, जो मिल लेते हैं, जब मिल लेते हैं कुछ ऐसे बातचीत हो जाती है.
Audience will be surprised, right? If you do a performance in terms of your singing or your dancing.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't think I'm at that level to like perform, because I'm not in Riyaz. But yes, probably they'll be surprised. Yeah, if I were to hone my skills again, and maybe.
Yes. Dhadak 2 has released.
आज ये लेट हो गया ना तो मैं सबकी टांगे तोड़ दूंगी.
पहले इसकी तोड़ो.
सुन नीलेश, डरना बिल्कुल नहीं है. सुनना दिमाग से, पर बोलना दिल से.
How was your experience, and what is it that you are looking forward in terms of the movie and the storyline and the kind of role that you are playing? How happy and fulfilled are you with this role?
As far as the storyline is concerned, I think it's all there for people to read. And more importantly, it's there running in the cinemas for people to go and watch. So I would urge people कि आप जाएं और जरूर देखें उसे. So no, I would not like to give spoiler alerts and share the storyline. But the process of shooting that has been very, very satisfying. I think it's an important film. I think it's a film made by some beautiful people, at art. So, and personally, I had a great time shooting for it. I really had a great time shooting. That team was just so lovely to be with. And it's also a very important film, I think. So, I am fully satisfied. अभी लोगों को कैसा लग रहा है, नहीं लग रहा है, वो तो जब ऑडियंस देखेगी तो वो बताएगी.
So, Chaturvedi, he has acted so well in his first debut, and the kind of even director Zoya. Okay, so he has acted really, really well in that, and his screen presence is amazing. So, how was it? He on the set, was it? I'm sure a lot of youth energy was there.
There was a lot of young energy on that whole set. Actually, on that whole set, there was a lot of young energy, which was great to have.
Right.
As far as Siddhant Chaturvedi is concerned, this whole, the way you spoke about him, actually when you meet him and when we worked with him, he was so sort of down to earth, so with everybody, wanting to rehearse everything, wanted to do everything. तो वो कभी लगा ही नहीं कि ऐसे कोई मतलब इतना घुल मिलकर इतना प्यार से काम हुआ that I have great memories and very, very lovely experience of working with him on that set, and even the other co-actors.
What is going forward, Anubha? What is it for you? Like, are you already working on some projects? I'm sure you can't name them, but are you working on some good projects?
So very recently, also this my first Bengali film got released called Dear Ma in the cinemas, which is doing. Thankfully, that's also doing really well, and it has a great ensemble. And so yeah, so that I'm looking forward to how that's panning out with people and what people are saying about that. It's still very freshly released. There is a web series, yes, that I'm shooting for, but that should sort of come out maybe next year. And
Right.
there's also a film that I have shot for, which should come out probably end of the year, next year. And I very, very recently wrapped up the shoot for Jamna Part 2, season 2. So let's see when that comes out. So yeah,
Amazing.
I have a few things to look forward to.
So there is this thing about women in the industry. Okay. So how is the situation now in terms of women working? You told me that, it is very supportive. Like you have felt that a lot of support is there. So do you think that the dynamics and the parity has changed to where it was before? As in, because you are in a comfortable space, right?
I don't know why we only talk about the industry as in the film industry.
Mm-hmm.
I think the state of women is as good and as bad because I also belong to the architecture industry, and I also belong sort of to the film industry. So I can tell you that it's as good or as bad everywhere. I think it is the general mindset that still needs to change at the core, and largely it needs to change at the core. It is changing. We can't say that it is not changing. It is.
But it's a long way to go.
Yeah, but I just wish that it was, more fast and it was larger. The change was larger. But it's this. I can tell you that it's the same everywhere, across all industries, across all
Very
fields
true.
of.
That's even corporates, any kind of corporate, you see that disparity, you see that, the problems that women are facing. Having said this, when I speak to you, Anubha, when I'm speaking to you, I have seen that, you operate from a sense of alignment. Okay, like if it is meant to be, it's gonna happen. Okay, and if it's not meant to be, it's absolutely fine. It's not my loss. Okay, so that's an absolute amazing alignment that you have with yourself. So, is it something that you do spiritually? Is there any kind of ritual or anything like that you follow spiritually?
I think it is a lot of delving into all kinds of literature in the last 30 years of doing theater. A lot of, being in the arts. Actually, I feel that this is totally my personal take. It may be different for somebody else. I can only speak for myself. That I think the fact that I grew up in the arts, all kinds of art forms, and the fact that I have been sort of, in the art as a practice, not just as a hobby or like a time pass. And that has given me a lot, I think. If at all there is any alignment which anybody sees, I don't know. But if there, at all there is any such thing, I know that I work towards it consciously also. But I think it's very important that literature and the arts and the performing arts is a part of one's life because it has a lot to offer in terms of how we can look at ourselves and how we can look at everybody around us.
That's profound, I would say.
I wouldn't say that it's not my loss because there are things that you want कि अरे I wish ये हम करते या वो और ये नहीं आया तो you feel थोड़ा सा मन में that little bit like you feel कि
a little bit sadness.
But then that's the time to realign and feel कि नहीं, maybe that's not meant to come. Maybe something else is there which will come.
Yes.
So yes, one does feel that little bit of
Does come, right? It does come when you speak to yourself like that. When the self-talk is like that, the introspection is that ways. Probably थोड़े time के लिए you feel कि क्यों नहीं हुआ. But later, in the long run, you're happy, right?
Yeah,
that only small time that you feel that कि होना चाहिए था. I put in so much of an effort. It was a good project or things like that. But लेकिन you move on and you become a better this thing. I'm sure a better performer in terms of.
But yeah, you're very right. And it has happened that there have been times that some projects have not worked out. And then when they come out, I'm very curious to see who's played that role. But I tell you, when I have watched, I feel कि नहीं सही है. Because यार वो मैं नहीं कर पाती. वो जो actress करी है ना, she's really fit for that role and she's suiting it far better than I can. Or I would have. So you have your answer. You feel कि no ठीक है, आपके लिए सही है वो आएगा.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Do you think that theaters should get more visibility than what it is right now?
I definitely think so. Visibility तो है
Mhm.
theater में, but I feel that theater does not have that logistical support. It does not have that machinery, that kind of machineries even now, which I think it should. I mean, we hope all people across, India who do theater feel. I think शायद ये उनका साझा एक थॉट है जो मैं कह रही हूँ शायद. मुझे लगता है कि डेफिनेटली थिएटर को और ऑडियंस सपोर्ट भी मिलना चाहिए, और ऑडियंस सपोर्ट मिलने के लिए हमें ऑडियंस तक पहुंचना पड़ेगा. तो वो पहुंचने के लिए जो एक लॉजिस्टिकल सपोर्ट चाहिए, आई डेफिनेटली फील दैट शुड बी मोर than what it is today.
आपके माइंड में कुछ ऐसे है, ऐसे टाइप से रोल मिल जाए मुझे, कॉमेडी में भी, और समथिंग सीरियस, समथिंग ऑन अ सोशल कॉज, समथिंग दैट यू हैव lined up in your head कि मुझे ये रोल अगर मिलता तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, और then also you follow that surrender mode there?
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, because I've done some amount of comedy, I've done some amount of emotionally intense roles also. So I think, yeah, any role which helps me to sort of push myself as an actor is definitely great. Otherwise I feel every opportunity is an opportunity to अपने actor के पुर्जे आप टाइट करो and get on to the floor and give your best. तो वो तो हर रोल आपको वो अपॉर्चुनिटी देता है to do that. So yeah, but otherwise of course challenging roles और भी रहे तो मजा आता है उसको क्रैक करने में, and then you don't know if you've cracked it or you've not cracked it, so that is also there, and वो मेहनत करने में मजा आता है, काम करने में मजा आता है. बट आई फील कि ओवरऑल आई फील कि कुछ और शायद अनकन्वेंशनल रोल्स विमेन के लिए लिखे जा सकते हैं. आई फील कैन.
सो ओवर द इयर्स, मतलब अभी हमने देखे हैं जैसे पिछले कुछ सालों से वी हैव सीन दिस, दैट देयर इज अ शिफ्ट, देयर आर रोल्स रिटन फॉर वुमेन इवन इन ओटीटी फॉर दैट मैटर. ओके, एंड powerful roles written for women. What is your strength when acting is concerned? Which genre is your strength?
I would hope that I can sort of manage all genres.
Yeah.
I hope so. But yeah, I don't know really. Because for the longest time I thought कि comedy तो मैं बिल्कुल भी नहीं कर सकती. I can only do emotionally serious roles. And then there was a time I found that I was doing only sort of serio comic roles or comic roles or black comedy. So I don't know, now I'm very confused. But yeah, I feel ki
I think that's a good thing. You're a versatile actor, so you can you can be molded in any form.
I would like to be a versatile actor for sure. And I hope I can be that.
No, that's really good, Anubha. Really amazing, Anubha, talking to you.
It's been a pleasure talking to you. I feel that this conversation that we have had, the questions that you have asked, the areas of interest that you have sort of, touched upon, I think they have been very, very engaging and a lot of fun at the same time. And it's been very sort of, it's like one of those very soothing conversations that a person can have, like sit back and आराम से आप अपने दिल की बात कर सकते हो. So I don't feel like I'm meeting you for the first time. I feel like I'm just sitting back and chatting with a friend. So that's how your podcast is. I think you really make the person in front feel very comfortable and very easy.
Thank you so much, Anubha.